Electricity bill is on the way. I know for sure when you see it, you will have a heart attack. Do you want a heart attack or do you want to survive? If you want to survive, get onto the street right now and protest. Say what you think about this hike in electricity bills. Your turn is now, not later on. Make sure you act wisely because the government is only after your vote. Remember, they are only after your vote. Don't forget that. So people in Sri Lanka today very happy because there are no power cuts. So people can do whatever they like. And so they believe that everything is fine. No problem. Everything seems to be fine. But unfortunately, they will not experience the size of their bill for another month. And in the meantime, government getting ready for an election, what they are trying to do is to show the people no more power cuts. So your life is back to normal. This is what they want to create. They want to say this is pre-Gotabaya time. Everything is fine. No problem. But unfortunately, people will receive their electricity bill only after 1 month after the elections. They have calculated in such a way that they know that the bill will come only after the election. So by the time people will receive their enormous bill, they would have voted for the government, thinking that the government has settled everything very well. This is the unfortunate part. But this also shows the tactics of our politicians. Our politicians' main agenda is to deceive people. The politicians of Sri Lanka has deceived people for 75 long years and they are doing it still. But the question that I have is how can people be so stupid? They continue to be stupid. Why? This is the biggest problem. Our people can't think long term. They can only think short term. So, with their little mind, they think everything is fine right now. I heard Kanchana saying something very interesting. He said that all the low income communities will receive some form of a relief. Now we know why the low income people will receive the relief. That's because they're aiming for the votes of those people who call themselves to be those who are receiving the benefits of the low income community, the so called Samurdhi people. Mahinda Rajapaksa built Samurdhi for his political agenda. He set up those Samurdhi, those people who are looking after the Samurdhi people. He set them up, the whole network, in order to ensure that those recipients and the officers can work together to ensure that they will get ample votes. Now, what Mahinda is going to do is Ranil Wickramasinghe is now setting up the budget in such a way that the Samurdhi people will receive not only money but they will also get the relief of the electricity bills and thereby assuring themselves of the high number of votes. Another thing what Kanchana said was that he will give relief to the religious institutions. And we know in the last few weeks and months, the Buddhist monks were shouting. They said, we can't pay anything. They were very angry when the electricity bill was going up. And so now the Buddhist monks will say, see, the government has thought of us. They are very caring. So we will ensure that those who come to the temples will be given the blessing to go and vote for the vote tour in this particular election. You know, the saddest part is not that the politicians are so corrupt, but they are also saying that IMF is the one who actually gave them the advice to do so. Did IMF give Ranil Wickramasinghe the advice and Kanchana Vijayasekara the advice that they can deceive the people of this country so that they can go for their and go to the election, go for elections and get a huge number of votes? Is that what IMF is about? If IMF is acting that way, IMF is doing injustice to Sri Lanka. Because today, why Ranil Wickremesinghe and Kanchana wants to give relief to the low-income community and to the religious institutions is so that they can get their votes. And not only that, the electricity bill will come only after the elections. By that time, it's going to be too late for the people to realize as to how deep their pit is. Did IMF say that? Did IMF give advice on that? If IMF gave those advice, then the IMF is not an international institution. Because as an international institution, they care about the people. They want to make sure that the governments remain loyal to their people. They stand upright. They do the right thing for the people of a country. So I don't believe IMF gave those advice. But Kanchana, Ranil, Mahinda, Gotabaya, Basil are good brains put together. Now they're trying to maximize the number of votes they will receive. They can't go out. They can't be on canvassing. They can't be walking from house to house asking for the votes. Nobody would accept them. So these are the ways that they are trying to do all this. I just want to say a few words to the people of this country. I know you are pretty stupid. I know that Sri Lankans are very, very stupid. And I know even with doctorates, even professors of Sri Lanka are not wise. And that's a well known fact. Otherwise, we would not get into this deep well as we have got into. But think of this, after you have voted, after you have brought them back into power, just because of a packet of rice, just because of some incentive, one day you will realize that we are going to be in a deeper well, a deeper pit than where we are today. And I really urge the people today, you have the right as citizens of this country to come outside now. You have the right to say things against the hike in the electricity bill. You can't afford it. And that's for sure. One day you're going to regret having said nothing at all. Time has come for you to say something today, not tomorrow or day after. And this is a sign of a wise society. Even though we are not wise, time has come for us to at least act wisely. Come onto the road, protest, say that you don't agree with this hike, and thereby save yourselves. Because by the time the electricity bill comes, you will be right down inside a pit from where you cannot come outside. I don't want to see that happen.